armor. Now, I am of the mind that the best armor in the game currently right now is the Syndicate set. Now, the reason that the Syndicate set is awesome is because it's made out of duraluminum, and it has massive mitigations. Most importantly, dash stamina cost reductions, and the armor values are very, very decent. Right now I'm getting 64. I still need the boots on this set, so I am actually going to show you the order of operations. Now, pincushion is technically the best light armor set in the game, but keep in mind you need to farm the mats, you need to farm the spice, and everything that goes along with it. You got to get out there, you got to get the blueprints. It's going to take you a long time to do that, and you're going to have to wait for those dungeons in DD to open up. So while technically it is the best armor in the game, practically the Syndicate chest is just way more efficient and easy. Every single person in your guild can outfit this, and it is ridiculously powerful, having both energy, fire, blade, and poison mitigation, and some small heat protections, dash stamina cost, and it's really easy to farm all this. We just have to go to Shoal. Now, what you may or may not know is that you can travel to other Sietches now. So we're going to try to farm multiple Sietches worth of Shoal, and I'm going to have to show you kind of where you can go to do that. So we're going to put on our radiation suit and take off all of our beautiful garments. I'm just going to put my armor away for the time being, but this is a beautiful set. But yes, as you get better and better stuff, you can replace it with pincushion. But as I said, that's not practical for the majority of players, considering that only 20% of people have even been to the deep desert. So 80% of people don't even have access to quote-unquote pincushion. If you want to be like Frank, you could say that this is the second best armor set in the game. But for practicality and for just like basic logistics, I think it is the best armor in the game because you can lose it and regain it very cheap and very easily. So that's when I say it's the better armor. I'm taking into consideration obtaining it as well, and for what it's worth. It's one of the strongest, most obtainable armors in the game. So now we are going to go to Shoal, and pretty much every location there is going to drop any of the armors, but it is a little tricky, and there is one dungeon where... Come on, don't do this to me right now. Why you gotta be like this? Come on, ship. Alright. There is one dungeon that gets a little dark, so I need to bring myself a little glow tube. So we're going to just craft a glow tube real quick just in case I need that while we're out there. But Shoal is an area that I overlooked. I went to the in-game DD before I even touched Shoal and realized that I needed jazz crystals for duraluminum. I was out in DD with aluminum gear. That was a big, big mistake. But speaking to the majority of players who are probably watching this video, the majority of people who are looking for help don't even know how to even get into DD and do a lot of stuff there. So, quite frankly, I'm very happy with this duraluminum set. There is one issue with plastinium grade items, is that they require spice to repair. So, while they may be the best items in the game, like logistically maintaining a whole guild full of people in plastinium requires an enormous amount of effort and luck. If you're on a really popular server like I am, it's not too grand. Alright, so you can see I'm circling around the Haga Basin, and we're going to go into Shoal. So we're going into Shoal now. We're going to go to all these sites. So I'm going to show you everywhere that you can go here to get this. So essentially every single crash site and a few specific spots. And I'll also tell you about the other weapons that you can get. Oh, my suspensor belt's about to break. Perfect. Right on cue, suspensor belt. Never fails to break. So all of these wrecks pretty much have a chance to drop it. Now, the Edge of Acron has a chance to drop the duraluminum adept drill shot. A really good drill shot that will help you out tremendously in the deep desert. Wreck of Delphis has a chance to drop the tri-shot duraluminum poison rifle, and so does the Wreck of Euphoria. That also has a chance to drop this rifle here called Five Fingers Triple Shot Rifle that does 271 damage. That's all 3 shots combined. It has a clip size of 9, shoots 3 at a time, so you have basically 3 bursts of 3. The collective of those 3 is doing 271 damage. But what's great about this is it is a bit rapid fire, and it also poisons. It's a very powerful weapon. So, not only are you getting to get Syndicate gear, you're going to have a chance to drop some of the better weapons that you can get from the Haga Basin. So if you're going out to DD and you're like, dang, I need a set of better armor, look no further. Look no further than Shoal. And so what we're going to do is farm here, and then we're going to go to another, and then we have access to every single Sietch in the game. I guess we've had that for quite some time. So we're going to go location to location in our beautiful, majestic radiation suit. We look lovely today. He always looks so happy. So happy in this suit. Okay. So we could stop here at the wreck of Aurea. So every one of these small wrecks and all these places have chances to drop a lot of goodies. So hopefully we don't encounter anybody. You got to be a little bit on the ball out here because these are PvP zones. But now that most people are either hiding in their hole, collecting all their loot, most people don't come out here too much. So we're going to use a little bit of ranged and melee. We're going to pick off people one by one. All right, he's got a shield and he's angry. He's not having a good time like I am. All right, yeah, he's coming over here. He wants to party. He's having a good time. Ooh, nice. Well, yeah, the bleed got him. That's why I like to use bleeds. I can try to kill that guy's shield, but that is not going to happen. Oh yeah, he's pissed. Come on, let's do it. Shoot that gun, baby. I just wait for them to pull that trigger, and then I pull mine. That's the best way to do it. There we go. Picking them off like flies. Picking them off like flies. I do play a swordsman build primarily. You do want to, you know, alternate your weapons and that whole combined arms speech that the devs gave us, right? All right, and the bombs and all that stuff, I just don't care, man. They don't scare me. I'm not afraid of a few explosives going off underneath my crotch, I guess. Not in this game, at least. Oh, I am on fire a little bit, so that hurts. Yeah, this one doesn't, sorry, this wreck doesn't have crap in it. So some of these wrecks, you're just gonna get basic mats, yeah. It's mainly the big one and the small one in the south that have drops. I had to remind myself of that. Though you can do a mission here, and sometimes there's good loot. But it's good to loot. It's good to loot everything over here. You get a lot of irradiated slag, and that's using some more advanced components. If you're like me, you kind of you hoard a lot of stuff. Honestly, one of the better places if you don't have a radiation suit, quite honestly, is the edge of Acron right here. This area right here is not in the radiation zone. It's right on the cusp. And this is, like I said, where you can get the adept burst shotgun. Now, what's funny is I tried like 12 times once to get it and did not get it. And then I got it twice in a row. So it's supposed to have about a 10% chance, which, you know, about clocks out. And people run this so often. And what's cool is that this is a PvE zone. So you don't ever have to worry about someone having run this dungeon and you not being able to get loot like you do with the crash sites. So figuratively speaking, the easiest way to get this set is to come to this location, the edge of Acron, over and over and over and over, and just go Sietch to Sietch, and you can probably get a bunch. So unfortunately we got actually that's not unfortunate, that's pretty sweet. We got the bigger buggy boot Mark V, and I kind of actually need that for one of my other locations. So we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that one for us. Now you also have a chance, like I said, to get some really good guns in the bigger ships. So the two main locations you want to focus on are the wreck of Delphis. There's also a dungeon over here, and I don't remember where that is. We could go look for it. It's like a little cavey town. That one I think also has a chance of dropping weapons. I think it's one of the other locations. The place we're going right now is potentially one of the most annoying places here, and I'll try to help you guys navigate it. You're essentially looking for a blue illuminated shaft, like vent shaft that has a band, and that gets to the main room. This place here is really confusing, the wreck of Delphis, so I will try my best not to run around like a chicken with his head cut off. What makes this place difficult, it is a PvP zone, and I've had a few encounters here, you know, purely purely PvP, nothing weird. And yeah, people will get you here. And so it does make you kind of intimidated to turn on a big glow tube that says, you know, shoot me in the face, please. But that's all right. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna be brave. But I would suggest that you put your vehicle away because you do not want people to know that you exist in any fashion when you're going in these zones. And just definitely want to heal up just a tad bit. I am gonna turn my shield on, and I know it's gonna make me look like a big pinata, but that's okay. Because we are kind of a big pinata right now. And I'm gonna use my tube. I'm gonna trust in the Lord to protect me while we're here. Now, what we're looking for is a blue ventilation shaft, and you'll notice that there are several ways to run around here. If you don't have a light, you'll kind of miss this spot over here. So you want to run by all this. There's the door we're supposed to enter. Big door over there to the loot, and there's another big door over here for loot. I feel like I already ran by the ventilation shaft. So there, this has minor loot into it. So we're just looking for the purple shaft. There it is. So you see that purple illuminated shaft right there? You're gonna jump on in all here. You're gonna grab this band right here. Pick identification band. And the first time I did this dungeon, it took me, I believe, a solid 10 to 15 minutes to figure this out. Then you're gonna run literally straight to your left. Gather all... Oh, no. What are you doing to me? Okay. Did we not pick it up? Okay. That's another band. That's another band. Okay. We may have gotten turned around already. Okay, yeah. Straight to your left. Take a left here. Run down this way. You can see the shaft. Yeah, the shaft points you this way. Run into here. Here we go. Here we go. This is where it's at. All right. And so we run through all this. There we go. We're in the main room. Yeah, bring a light. And what do we got? We got the pants. Spice infused. We got stim leggings. Now, these aren't what we wanted per se, but these aren't bad. These are light leggings that have really, really good dash stamina cost. So they're not also bad to build. They're just not as good as what I want to show you. Now, I prefer light armor as a melee fighter. Simply because if my shields go down, I'm usually in some kind of melee combat. And primarily because I can dash a bajillion times. And I have a lot of stamina. That's the whole point of light armor. To have as much stamina as possible to fight. If you have a low stamina build, you will not be able to be a very effective swordsman. Unless you're just a god of doing parries. And, yeah. So now we're going to go to Wreck Emporia. And we're just going to keep rinsing and repeating. Here we are. But you see these dungeons are highly rewarding. We're getting some really good stuff. Also these, you know, weapons that I can just throw in minor mercenary gear. So you can gear yourself out pretty well before you go to DD just using basic green stuff. You're level 67 still using a bike. You were definitely living on the edge there, my friend. No, it looks like someone's out here. Yeah, a little bit of a spice bloom right there. Now, this is probably the easiest place in the game to get the tri-burst shot because you can get it from the wreck over there. But as you saw, the wreck is a little annoying to get in and out of. It's, you know, it can be pretty confusing, especially your first time. Oopsie daisy. That was a bad shot. Well, that one didn't hurt him too much. He's just staring at me. I think he's in love with me. Or actually, I think the game was lagging a bit there. That was a little weird. I shot him twice in the dome. Here we go. Oh, look, a friend came to visit. There we go. He's dead. Yeah, that's why I love the Swordmaster, because you saw how I hit Q? Oh, shit. And it just, you know, did it really quick. I need to get a better Destructor so I can break shields. That's what this is. Someone did this to me. Yeah, fuck it. No more Mr. Nice Man. There we go. But yeah, I love the Swordmaster. It's just it's a fun way to play Dune too. It's just a little bit more, you know, Dune-y. It's got the more Dune feel to me. The problem here is if everyone is running these places. Another thing about farming this stuff, if you want to make some money, people will pay a lot for these sets. Like I said, we got a bad run. We got a bad run. But yeah, duraluminum stuff goes for quite a bit. But we're getting a lot of adept weapons. It's a really good way. We've had several situations recently on Monday nights where some people don't make it back from DD and they're not giving us loot, right? They are not giving people loot if they die for no reason of their own, like server glitches. We're losing a lot of stuff. All right, so now what I want to do is just find a place where I can land that I'm not going to get shot in the face. And yeah, this looks good. No one's going to shoot me in the face. Oh, wait, no. There's actually a man right there who most definitely is going to shoot me in the face. Put your freaking vehicle away, because you're going to quit out of the game. Ooh, loot. Yeah, we got money. Sorry. Money talks, as they say. But yeah, we're going to load into another Sietch, and we're going to loot that area. So you can wait 45 minutes, or you can go to another Sietch. Now, I've actually never tried this. I just thought of this today, so I'm not sure if there is actually a cooldown timer. But we'll find out. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to exit to the main menu. We're going to quit. Oh, what's up, Max? Maxis? Yeah, I'm going to look at all the recruitment stuff tomorrow. It's a little late in the day, but I'll reach out tomorrow for anyone who wants to join our guild. We're kind of mass recruiting right now. I think we have about 5 or 7 spots open we're trying to fill. We got like 20 solids right now. All right, so we're gonna go to server, and so you can see I'm on Rift Run. So you want to stick within your world. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna go to another Sietch. You're gonna click Sietch, and you're gonna use your dude. It's supposed to say visit. I'm just gonna click join, and I should be able to, with my same character, go into another Sietch. So this is really, really interesting, the way that this works now currently. But this is how you can farm massive sets of the duraluminum blueprints. You can see I'm getting quite a bit of these. People are probably going to hate you on your world if you're running everyone's Sietches, but you know what? Sweater's got to sweat, right? Sweater's got to sweat. So it's going to spawn you at Griffith's Reed's trade post or another trade post. I think the nearest trade post to where you logged off. Another cool thing about doing what I'm doing, right, is we are picking up all this junk, right? So every time you spawn into a new zone, what you're going to want to do. So not only am I showing you how to get armor, I'm also showing you how to make some money here, all right? Because if you get the Mark 4 or Mark 5 radiation suits, they can go for a lot. So you can sell your duraluminum spice-infused dust here, but you can sell these drill shots for about 500 a pop, right? And, you know, that's not a whole lot of money, but when you're doing this over and over again, that's going to quickly accumulate into 20, 30,000. So you can just sell a lot of this stuff. This stuff goes for quite a bit. It looks like right now, because the demand is so low here, it's not going for as much as it used to. And you used to be able to actually sell this stuff on the marketplace because a lot of low-level people would really wanted it. And my friend was selling them for like 20K a pop, which is hilariously bad. He made a stupid amount of money doing that. You can't get away with it anymore. Sometimes I get lucky and maybe I can get a little bit. So now we're going to go to the wreck down here. But you see, basically what I'm saying is you can just go location to location within all of the Sietches of your world and just hit them over and over until you get this set. Now, the funny thing is like every time I do a live stream of this stuff, I always get the like literal worst thing you can get. Like, for instance, I don't like Young Sparky at all. It has, so this has 600 power pull. Young Sparky has 500, but it gets like 5 more energy per second, which like I think is probably good for maybe like compactors or maybe even las guns to an extent. Like, but I hate it a lot because I want as much power as possible, personally. Like, yeah, I don't like it. But there's probably a place for it. But it does have that drawback that it has, you know, 100 less power maximum. Now, realistically, what I should get my hands on is the Mark 6 power pack, but or a Mark 6 shield. I don't even know if they have Mark 6 shields, actually. I have to look at that one. That would be a really good thing. But like I said, to repair the problem with spice weapons and spice armors and spice accessories outside of vehicles, they require spice melange to repair. So you need an enormous amount of spice. And personally, I don't have too much spice, and with the recent patch changes, I am getting substantially less spice than I was before. Like, yeah. So look, it's all respawned here. This is grand. We're all having a good time. Now I'm gonna shoot this gentleman in the face because I don't like him, and he doesn't seem to like me either. So you know, I feel very justified in what I just did. He's a jerk, and he's got a big gun. All right, come here, Mr. Big Jerky Gun guy. Come on, shoot me. Ow. Oh, crap. There we go. Poison for the win. Come on, shoot me. Oh, crap. He faked me out. He faked me out. There we go. There we go. I got a little messed up, but you can see when shooting, you really do need to take cover. But this is why, honestly, I prefer to fight with a sword. These enemies really aren't as bad as the enemies up in DD or NPCs. So I find that the Swordsmaster is just a really good build all around. Okay, so we've gone. Literally, I've shown you guys how to farm this stuff effectively now. It is pretty beautiful. Look at that, and look at that. Look at that. Thufir's best. They screwed me. They gave me Thufir's. Well, Thufir's is a really good duraluminum sniper rifle too. It's a little bit. It does 260, I think, damage per shot. Thufir's best, so it's a good duraluminum sniper. I have a spice sniper, so yeah, you can get Thufir's over there too. But you know, these things sell for quite a bit of cash, so I can't be too sad. I'm a little pissed off, but yeah, it's not bad. But you could just sit here and do this for hours and just get all the most awesome blueprints in the world. All right, where do I want to go? Yeah, I know that there's a town over here somewhere, but we're gonna stick to the tried and true for what we're looking for. Let's do it. What do I think about the update? Well, I have several videos that were extremely poorly received on the update, and I don't fully understand why people are the way they are. But most people think I'm a griefer, and they're not. They weren't listening to what I was saying. Effectively, what the new patch did is it made it harder for individuals to get spice, period. It moved the PvP guilds, the mega guilds, into E-zone, so they're effectively patrolling the far reaches of every single spice deposit with ease. It used to take 40 minutes for them to get up there, now it takes 5 to 10. I used to be able to go out by myself, mind you, because I do a lot of ratting. I am a massive ratter. Again, people keep accusing me of being a griefer and all this shit in my videos, and it's quite frankly retarded, because I'm not. I'm just a dude who likes Dune, and I know a lot about the game. And yeah, it's made it very difficult to solo gather spice. But if you just get one person with you, it's relatively easy. You can easily run away. You can easily run away from people who are trying. Like, I'm trying to best explain this, because if they catch you off guard, you are screwed. If they can blow enough of your wings off, that's where another band is for that other room. If they can blow enough of your wings off while you're on the ground, you're not going to be able to get away. And it's going to take you time to gain altitude if you have storage. So even though you're faster, you still need to gain the altitude to get away from them. If you have one person saying, hey, incoming, and you can get off the ground, you can tank a few hits and you can get away. But it used to be they just never went out into like I-9-ish area because they had to travel all the way from B. But now that they can see, they have scouts in E. They know pretty much. Yeah, there's also a tube on this dude right here. I got turned around. Sorry, I'm talking. Anyway, I really think they made a huge mistake. I think having half of the zone as PvE is fine as long as they remove the ability for people to make bases past B. Also, people are building bases over all of the titanium and stravidium spawn nodes in the PvE zone. So like the whole reason they did all this was so that people would have access to a resource which the larger guilds are trolling as we speak, which is what I was warning people about, that any mechanic that benefits PvE players is also going to benefit the large guilds that they're trying to create the system to counteract. So they're not thinking, and that, in like my humble opinion, like they're not taking into consideration that the big guilds are also going to mine those resources. They also increased the timer from 30 to 45 minutes, effectively trying to encourage people to go into the PvP zones, which has the unintended consequence, too, of making the PvP zone smaller, which means that it's more, and then you just go down this, which means that it's more concentrated. And so it just actually exacerbated the issue at hand, which is that people are getting ganked as 6v1, and it accelerated player loss substantially. So I think over the next week, you're going to see a lot of people quitting. I think that what they did with the Scout Ornithopter was brilliant. It was exactly what I thought they should do, which was create a system in which a single person can get away. Look at that. Another Thufir's best, man. You know what? I'm going to call this Thufir's worst, because you're supposed to get the tri-shot. But yeah, we're getting a lot of good stuff. Anyway, I immediately looked at the mechanics of what they were describing, and I was just like, this is not going to go the way they think it's going to go. And I say that as a person who plays games a lot and has played, 400 hours. I have four, like, I was in the creator's beta. I didn't just start playing on the 5th, mind you. You know, Funcom was working with me to plug their game. So I'm not just like some fucking Joe Schmuck just playing the game. Like, you know, I mean I am, I guess. But at the same point, like, you know, I have invested quite a bit of time into this game to the point where I understand mechanics. And, you know, I've covered lots of other games, and I've helped lots of other developers with glitches and bugs, and I've helped lots of other, you know, games with these kind of systems before. So it's not like I'm just sitting in my basement. I actually, you know, own my own house. I'm not like a moron or something. But yes, my review was completely misinterpreted as a griefer complaining about not being able to grief. And where I was coming from was someone who solos Spice every day, and how this was going to make that impossible. Yeah, it was like, I was like, this is not going to help the solo people. This is not going to help the PvEers. The Ornithopter changes were perfect. It was exactly what you needed to do. You can now run away. The problem is that you can see a spice bloom for like 3 to 4 servers. So everybody is in E. Everyone in E, like, they can see all the spice blooms. The big guilds are actually making fun of the changes and talking about how now they can control the majority of spice because they can see all the blooms. So anytime there is now a bloom, before they wouldn't know about a bloom in I-10 or I-12, or, you know, up in the upper I's, because they were back in D's and B's, and now they can see everything. So by the time you get there, they've already sent an assortment of fighters. It's so much harder now than it ever was. Okay, yeah, we're not going to go to this guy over here. So we're going to try to get adepts. I haven't got a single one of the chest piece I was looking for, but we will keep trying until we get it. Have I been attacked and killed in DD since the patch? Not once, but I had it coming because I overextended and chased someone down on foot, and I got his friends came in. So. So I had it coming. I hadn't, not because of a game mechanic, purely because of me. But I haven't. But you're asking, have I been killed? That's not the question. The question is, how much spice have I been able to pull in the last 2 days compared to what I was pulling in before? So before I was able to pull in about 20,000 spice a day. Today I pulled in 2,000 spice. So I'm getting about 10% of the spice that I was originally getting as a solo. And I can't log in every morning. And then if you log in the evening, I spent 2 hours trying to get spice last night. And every time I went to a place, someone was getting blown up. Every time, you know, people say, oh, that's the way it's always been. Not true. Absolutely not true. I've been, even on a popular server, I've been able to rat spice simply by going to the places no one would want to go, because it's a pain in the ass to fly 30 minutes to the edge of the map. But again, now, like, so the solution to this issue is to not let people build bases in the PvE zones that extend above A and B. Like, one, that solves the issue of people building over the PvE nodes that people are supposed to be able to have access to get material. And two, it brings back the large guilds from being able to just sit on top, like one server away from every single spice deposit in the game. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. The Adept Burst Drill Shot. So we got ourselves the Drill Shot. We also got ourselves a Mark V Cutteray. These are beautiful things. So that was that run. But essentially, you will, I promise, you will eventually get all of the armor pieces that you see me wearing right now. This is pretty much where you get them. It's just going to take time. But that was only 2 Sietches out of, I think, 30. So you can literally just keep going over and over and over again. So we're going to exit once again to the main menu. And we're going to go to the 3rd Sietch. The best way is to do what I'm showing you, which is to loot these 3 locations. Yeah, the griefers are just camping the hell out of spice now. But, oh yeah, sorry, riff run. I tried very hard to articulate the rationale behind... Yeah, I failed to join. I'm going to log out Gray Spear. Oh, there we go. It's all working. I tried to articulate it, but people were not receptive. All right, come on, baby. All right, go to riff run. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anybody talk about doing this. It hit me yesterday. I was like, because we had someone join us from a different Sietch, and I'm like, you can just join Sietches? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I've been running Shoal in my one Sietch for the last 2 freaking weeks. I'm like, oh, I gotta wait 45 minutes. The crazy thing is by the time you get through all the Sietches, guess what? The loots respawn in your original Sietch. Like, you get your favorite, you know, Dune popcorn bucket. Oh shit, spawn in a storm. Get your Dune popcorn bucket and no life it. You could go all day on these bad boys. And again, you know, we're full up. Now, too, you can actually learn the blueprints inside of this area right here. So anything that you want, you can run in here. Anything you think is going to be worth money, yeah, you can do whatever you want. So we got a radiated slag. We got a melange. I mean, I'll probably drink that beer. But, yeah, so I've just been selling pretty much every time I go in, I sell. So sometimes you're going to get some stuff that's actually worth a good amount of money. You know, sometimes you're not. This isn't like crazy money to be made. Blueprint selling is honestly, at the marketplace, is honestly where the majority of money is made for me. You can see I have 874,000, so I'm not completely talking out of my ass when I say that blueprints are where it's at, man. I've been making a lot of money selling blueprints. I mean, you could sell the irradiated slag, but I want to keep it for my folk. And I might have to go back at some point and, you know, do that. But I'm going to make a little bit of money here and there. We're all going to have a good time. Now, the spice-infused duraluminum, you could sell that on market. Look at that. I've harvested 9,000 worth of spice-infused duraluminum dust since we started. Boom. I'm going to sell it just to prove a point. 9 grand. Now, if I were to get there is a chance for these suits to drop, and they are worth a fortune. So we're just going to drop anything that I don't care about. I don't actually really care too much about the spice. I'll just learn. Young Sparky's never going to sell. I'm just going to learn it. The bigger buggy I want for myself. Stim leggings might sell. Thufir's Best is definitely going to sell. This is going to sell for a fortune. Actually, no, I need to learn this on this character, so I needed this. I can't repair this on this character. The Buggy Cutter Mark 5. Actually, I could sell that. I could sell this on the auction house for quite a bit of money. So look at that. We're pretty. Everyone is happy with me. Or everyone that is me is happy with me. We're putting money in our pocket. So yeah, out of those couple of zones, we made 9 grand in duraluminum dust. Kind of 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Yeah. You can sell a... So, durability does impact price. I tested that with the Mark 5 radiation suits. Yeah, you can get like 15 to 17K for a full durability Mark 5 radiation suit. Pretty sweet. Alright, let's do this proper this time. We work our way south and up again. Yes, sir, let's do it. There we are. That's the thing. People do buy a lot of blueprints on the auction house, and I don't know why. A lot of this stuff is pretty easy to farm. So, can you see chop for spice and ore? Yeah. Yeah, you can see chop for anything. So Shoal is also one of the easier locations to get spice blooms in, because people don't come here because of the radiation. It's not easily accessible to the majority of players. People have already caught on to that. It used to be you could come here and there would be 2 to 3 blooms nobody has touched. But now that, I'll be honest, now spice is much harder to get now. Every week it gets harder because people are getting further and further into the game. It's not really that easy to get like it used to be. I used to get, originally my first spice I got from Shoal, and that's how I built like some of the first things that I had. But it's alright. Oh no, someone's here. Someone was here. Ooh, sir. We missed it, but you know, that's the name of the game. So the ships are TV loot rules, but the edge of Acron is a place that you can go over and over and over again. Did he? Oh, he didn't come here. Yay! He was just flying through. Now I get loot. I like to use my sniper for these guys because they're mean. They're mean and they hurt me. Oh, now they're just being jerks. They're being all nervous Nellies. Come on. Ah, crap. Okay, that wasn't smart. Alright, I'm gonna let this guy get a little tuckered out. We're gonna use Litany against Fear to double our armor class. I'm gonna smack this guy around. Alright, smack the dude around. Let's do this proper. Distance is our friend. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, he's a little prissy. Let's do this. I hate shooting. There we go. This is why I hate shooting, though. Damn, dude, why are you so angry? Jeez Louise, sir. Yeah, that's what you get. Now just remember what I said, you know, fire is hot. Alright, let's get the money. I definitely should be getting the money. Definitely should be getting the money. Alright. Note to self, do not stand in flames. Flames very hot. Alright, what do we get? Oh my god. Oh nice, we got the triple shot repeating rifle. That's the cool rifle I got. Alright, we're not getting any of the armor pieces, but we're getting all the weapons. This is beautiful. You know what's funny is, when I first came out here, I only got armor pieces and I didn't get any of the weapons I was looking for. In this run, I spent 3 days trying to get the adept drill shot and the triple shot, and I've got them all in this stream. I swear to God, I feel like I'm jinxed or something, man. Let's go the wreck of Delphis. But I mean, even though I'm failing, I think that I'm showing you guys an effective way to continuously mine these blueprints. Does the auction house cross Sietches? The auction house is world, because everyone... Yeah, the auction house is world-based. I'm pretty confident in that, because the world points allow people from other Sietches to see each other. Think DD... Yeah, like think DD and stuff, right? Alright, we're gonna turn on our little nightlight now. We got our beautiful nightlight. Now, you're not gonna be able to join every Sietch if it's max population, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, and this place over here is dark, so it confuses people. But we're not confused. We're explorers now. Oh, maybe I am confused. No, sir. Damn it. Definitely don't want to pass up free cash. And hoard every material in the game you yeah, here we go. Hoard every material in the game you possibly can. I can't tell... Armor platings is the one I wish I hoarded more of, because it's used in ornithopters, and we're going through ornithopters like cotton candy in my guild. All of the fighting and all of the... That's a fun... I have not lost one ornithopter since I started playing the game. Not one. Not a single ornithopter, but my guild is losing them left and right. I'm pretty wriggly, okay? I'm a slippery little snake. I'm pretty good at protecting stuff I have. Oh, jeez Louise. Mark 5 leader, John. That thing probably is actually really good, but I'm just disappointed, right? I need to figure... Okay, so there is a dungeon actually out here. You know what's kind of interesting is? It's keeping my map. Isn't that weird? Go and Siege the Siege. It still has all the things that I have uncovered. So that's interesting. Yeah, there's I think there's another town over here. Let's see. Let's see, what can we explore over here? Oh, we're getting a little too close there, aren't we? I think there's a town over here-ish, or a cave. I don't know if it's gonna pop up on my thing. Sometimes looking for bases is a really good way to determine where resources are too. People tend to kind of give things away. I know it's a cave. The caves are a little tricky. The caves are tricky because sometimes, if you're like me, you get lost inside the caves. So I tend not to like to go into caves. There's a few caves around here, and yeah, they do have loot chests. And I got lost. I almost died from radiation in one because I got lost. They're pretty. They got a lot of passageways in them. They all look, it just all looks like green goo everywhere you go. But here we are. Yeah, I don't know if this wreck actually has anything good. We could check it out. It's always good to check things out, right? I think this might be just another one of those crap wrecks. My God, what is going on here? Where are you, sir? Is that an entryway under here? Nope. Must be right here. Yeah, typically if you don't have enemies guarding something, it's not going to be a good day for you. We might get a little bit of money out of here. Oh, we'll get a lot. We'll get fireworks show for free. Yeah, there's nothing in here. I was pretty sure there wasn't. Oh, jeez Louise, dude. Please stop blowing up on me. Ah, here we go. There's the mark. Oh, Jesus Christ, I just lit myself on fire. You know, you can't knock cash, and I bet you can get Mark 5. If you can get a Mark 5 suit out of this place, that would have been worth it to you. That would have been a few thousand coins right there in your pocket. And, you know, that's the thing is, you don't always have to get the blueprint you want. You just need to get blueprints like what I got, right? The adept drill shot, which I learned for myself. The tri-burst, which I actually also need to learn for myself. Super's best. Like, you can sell those blueprints and then buy the blueprints that you want with it, too. So, oh, here we go. So, yeah, there's a spice field right there. The spice must flow, right? But it's only like 500. It's peanuts. It's peanuts compared to what you can get out in deep desert if you're doing things right. Alright, and I always like to go in through the back door. Don't break on me now, belt. And there's a lot of good loot in here. Oh god, there's not a lot of good loot. That's ugly loot. I think it may have glitched too. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Scout Ornithopter Engine Mark 5. These are beautiful. I can't pick it up because I have too much weight on me. I have 500 plasteel oh geez Louise. I got some money on me. Alright, there we go. It's scrap on me. I'm gonna have to stop. I have so much stuff I'm gonna have to stop by my old base at some point. Red band. Boom. Alright, come on, give me an armor piece. I must have picked through here. Something's off. Something's off. Yeah, but these are supposed to be pretty decent. Okay, well, I thought that one was its own point of interest too. I've noticed this happen to me sometimes before. That's okay. We just need to go to another zone. You will eventually get these armor pieces out in these areas, though. It's just really, really bad luck. So let's go to main menu. Alright, I don't even know where I'm going now. We're at... The thing is it also mixes them up, too, so I might have to start writing them down. Have I been to Sandrat? I don't know. And what's kind of cool, too, is you can pick the low populated servers, right? Yeah, you can pick low populated servers and stay away from the mediums if you're worried about people doing certain things. I don't know if we've been to Macab. No, that's not that's a PvE zone there. That's weird. That's a town. Only the ships are PvP. I've had a few bugs recently where it's not generating individual loot. This actually happened to me in one of the PvE dungeons. Okay, so this time I think we're gonna go top to bottom. That wasn't the that's not the harbor ship, but we were at the edge of Acron. What the hell is going on down there? That worm was about to eat them Sardaukar. It's PvP? The edge of Acron's PvP? I don't remember that. I'll have to take a look. But no one ever comes to Shoal. Anyway. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. But yeah, there's a bit of, there's a bit of dust here, too. I think you're probably gonna find more spice here than you're gonna find in freaking deep desert. I'll be honest. If you're looking for the small ones, you'll probably find more. No, it still says PvE here, so I'm not certain about that. It says limited warfare PvE. Oh, there you go, PvP. Okay, yeah, you guys are right. I never noticed that this was a PvP zone. I guess I've never seen anybody here. That does make these areas a little bit more lucrative, but they're usually cleaned completely out. Nice. Salt ornithopter engine. Oh man, I'm gonna have to start dropping stuff here. Everything has like 0 weight. Okay. We're gonna have to go back to base. I like to keep some of this stuff. I also actually like to sell this stuff too. Oh, that's not bad. Jolt knife. Jolt knife's not a bad one to have. Right, let's drop that. Drop that. I want the dust. Okay. We'll leave all the rest of this junk. I mean, we're not getting any of the armor sets. Typically, you get the armor sets pretty darn easy. There's also, there's an app that will show you where to go to get everything, right? So, I think the next thing I want to show people is I'm going to transfer back to my zone because I don't want to forget that I did this. Now, we're going to go to the marketplace and we're going to look at what some of the stuff that I got can actually sell for. The marketplace is a really, really good way to make money, by the way. So if you, a lot of the gear and a lot of the stuff that we found, you know, it can be used to then purchase blueprints. Yeah, grace period, whatever. Yeah, Shoal's a very overlooked place for blueprint running. Here we are. Leg. The app is called, let me look it up. The app for this, give me 1 second. I gotta log on my Discord. Yeah, I can get you guys the app. Give me 1 second. I'm looking in my resource things. Unique items. Okay. Yeah, here you guys go. I'll post it, and it's open world. Dune Awakening has a unique finder that I just linked. This unique finder will find you all the things that you're looking for. So yeah, just go in there. All right, we're back home, and now we're gonna fly out to sell stuff on the market. See what's the easiest way? South. All right. Yeah, we're going for the Syndicate armor set. Unless they freaking changed it. Yeah, Syndicate chest plate is it's in Edge of Acron. Oh damn. It can also be found in the down ships. So if you see a down random ship, you can find them there. I was looking at the thing real quick. Yeah. So the Edge of Acron is like the best place to get it. I just run everything because I like the weapons blueprint, but the Edge of Acron, that big crash ship, is like the best place to get all that stuff. But here we go. Another Scooby-Doo adventure. Yeah, it does. that crash ship probably was my best bet. Especially with 3 different things to get it. Crash ships probably might even be the easiest way to get it now that I'm looking at this thing. Right now you can get the pincushion gloves though in D3 of the Deep Desert, and that's a PvE dungeon. I've already gotten 3 of them. They're... Alright, the radiation suit's about to break. But I've bought every cosmetic I can from my Harco dude. All about my bald men over here. My guy's actually not bald. He has a very, very thick mustache too. He's got a receding hairline though. Alright, so we're gonna go to the auction house. Now, quite honestly, yeah, you can see some of the stuff. Now, the Syndicate stuff usually goes for quite a bunch. So, you can scroll down to Syndicate. So, pincushion right now is the best. You can see pincushion's going for a lot of money. And you also need plastinium ingots and a lot of spice melange, 74. People are saying that the X pants are better, though. Whatever. But yeah, the gauntlets right now are in the PvE zone, so they're going for nothing. The helmets, no one even has. Pincushion chest piece are going for insane amounts. And these are probably in the PvP dungeons right now. So yeah, if you can afford it, this would do technically the best, but no one can afford that. So Sentinel boots are going for... No, that's not... Sorry, not Syndicate. Syndicate. Let's go Syndicate. Here we go. So Syndicate boots are going for pretty cheap, actually. Like 20,000 is a pretty good deal. I'm going to buy those, actually. I need Syndicate boots. Syndicate chest pieces are going now for 20. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, you can just farm the mats and then buy it all. The gauntlets are crazy. Helms are going cheap. Oh yeah, people are underselling this. These are actually really, really good prices. Really, really good prices. Soft step boots are still pretty expensive. The plastinium ones I have a bunch of. Yeah, Tarl soft steps. People are saying they like the Forge set a lot too. I'm not a big fan. I prefer the Syndicate, but let's see. Yeah, so we purchased these, so we're going to keep the Syndicate boots. And no one's buying any of my junk. I have an Adept triple shot up right now for 40 grand. It's not selling. Wait, no, sorry. My orders. I haven't put that up. I went up for 50. These are just joke items. I have pincushions up for 25,000. I sold the first day of PvE dungeon that these were out. I sold them for 75,000. And sometimes I'll try to sell mercenary gear for cheap, and sometimes it does sell. Scout ornithopter parts and stuff sell for really, really decent. So this is my second Adept triple shot that I've gotten here soon. But people like this buggy cutter ray right here going for 83 grand. I'm going to sell it for 40,000. And yes, some new player is going to buy this because it's much better than anything else they have. That stuff actually sells. It's quite funny. I'm not going to bother trying to sell the Leader John. Not going to bother trying to sell this. Just because you see prices doesn't mean it will sell. Jolt knife. This actually will sell. I'm going to undercut the market by 40,000 on that. It's a duraluminum knife. A lot of people would love to have that. Stem leggings, not very grand. We bought the boots. Thufir's best is going for 25,000. I'm going to keep one for myself because this is a brand new character. I put one here at 20 grand. But blueprints really are the way to go. I'm going to learn stem legs. I'm going to learn this rifle, Thufir's best, and I'm going to learn triple shot rifle because I don't have it on this guy. We're going to learn Syndicate boots and the Leader John Mark V. I'm just going to learn it. Rest of the stuff I'm going to cut up into little pieces, but we have 46,000. And we bought the 20,000 boots, plus all the stuff we just put up for sale.
How much Solaris?
I could easily, with everything that I got here, most likely buy the full set of armor I was looking for. We didn't get lucky in the drops, but The idea is to try to get as many of the pieces as you possibly can, and then use the things that you find to offset that and buy the remaining blueprints. And then you're easily going to be in the Syndicate set of armor. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful armor for the melee class. Now, if you're playing ranged, you probably are going to want to go into a heavier armor. But I don't know. I may even play a Mentat with light armor. No, I wouldn't. That'd be suicide. Absolute suicide. The problem with the Mentat or a ranged class is you're just, every time you shoot, you're opening yourself up to shots, and you're just going to get murked. I mean, I've killed people in 1 or 2 shots with a sniper in PvP, and it did not really matter what armor they were wearing. It's just like, yeah, it's not going to go well, especially when you have, the only thing I have one spice weapon, and that's my Dune Watcher, my 346 sniper right there. And that thing is beautiful. Now, it's going to cost spice to repair it, but I've had this for like over a week, and I have not had to repair it. And I've lost a few combat situations too with this gent. Dude, that doesn't always help. But I like it's the dash. The reason you wear a full set of this is not armor. It's dash speed and poison resist and everything else. For a sword master, you want to have as much stamina as possible, and you want to expend as little stamina as possible when dashing out of slow blades. Makes you because if you run out of stamina, you're pretty much dead, unless you're really, really good at parrying. And even then, they're not going to come at you with the sword. They're going to come at you with the disruptor, break your shields, and then they're just going to cut you up. And then parrying means absolutely nothing. If you stam out in PvP, you are toast. You are toast. So you got to get really good at managing your stamina, and you need to make sure you have armor that mitigates stam loss as much as possible. So that's why I like this set of armor. It's one of the best things that you can get for yourself early game. Anyway, yeah, that's really it. That's really it. I just run Shoal over and over and over again. Unfortunately, I didn't get a single drop this time, but I got so many other really, really, really good drops. So that was pretty sweet. Hopefully we'll make a little bit of money off the things we got. I think people are getting a little wise, and the market seems to be dying. I wish I would have been a little bit more active in the market back when the game first started. I feel like I missed out on a lot of really easy cash. But yeah, honestly, Ornithopter parts have probably been one of the most lucrative things for us to sell. Man, we got so many freaking ships in here. We just got ships everywhere in here now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. That is gonna